I mean, not the NLC, not the generality of the NLC. I'm talking about the current NLC leadership, the paper tiger NLC leadership.
Yes.
I trust them to always be part of anything that would sabotage the interest of the general masses. Now, like I've also said on this platform, when universities were shut down for almost a year, that it wasn't worth it to call a nationwide strike then. But because a few workers are having issues with their employer in a particular sector of the economy, that is what's shutting down the nation to the NLC, to the NLC leadership. And well, I call that irresponsible. And well, I would be surprised if any of the state affiliates listens to them on this, because they want to cripple the economy for flimsy reasons. And after all, in a particular sector, and you want to shut down the entire nation, cripple the economy because of that.
Tola, I don't believe this is the real NLC. I don't know, because you know, sometimes there will be unions, you know, associations. At the same time, the same union, the same association, there will be you know, some filtered sections, you know. Some will be here, some will be here, but they are the same union, and they will be, you know, countering themselves.
You know, but I want to. Why am I? I'm tempted. I'm really tempted. I'm not saying this is what is really happening, but I'm tempted to believe that these people are being instigated by the troublers of this country.
Yes.
Those faceless troublers. Some of them we know, and so. Well, the way I see it, Bimbo, that's just the way I see it. I think, and I'm tempted to think that they are actually being instigated and sponsored by, like I said, the troublers of this great nation. You know, reforms in the oil sector, and the books have been opened, like I said, in the NNPCL, and of course, you know the way it goes. Corruption will fight back.
Yes.
The cabal will fight back. The subsidy thieves will fight back, and that fight is not going to be anything direct, Bimbo. It is by way of what we are seeing now, and by the antecedents of the current NLC leadership.
Yes.
They fight for all the wrong reasons, Bimbo.
And this is one of the wrong reasons, because I believe that the NLC, this is the NLC that is supposed to counter this move by Pengasan. Yes, it is the NLC. NLC is for the people. Yes, entire people of Nigeria. And you are now supporting. I am not sure, maybe they don't understand what is really happening. Yes, they don't understand.
And you know, we're not saying that Pengasan does not have the right to look out and protect the interest of its workers, but then whatever is happening between them and Dangote is not something that cannot be talked about. It's not something that cannot be resolved amicably on the sides of both parties, with both parties
on a round table. On a round table.
It's not enough for you to say you want to shut down Nigeria,
a whole nation.
So sometimes when the government comes out with its draconian moves and says that this is treason, sometimes you really want to blame them.
Yes.
Bimbo.
Yeah, and you know, what the United States government will say, all these things, they will say it is treasonable felony. They are terrorists.
The Americans will not even try to cripple their own economy. They will not cut their own noses to spite their faces.
Yes.
Bimbo, they won't do that. The American unions, they won't do things that will destroy their country. These ones do not care.
And they do not understand. Yes, they don't understand.
So the dispute between the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association, Pengasan, and the Dangote Group has escalated as the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has directed all its affiliates and members nationwide, well, as usual, without thinking, to immediately mobilize for what it described as a full-scale, decisive engagement, as if they are at war. against the conglomerate's alleged anti-worker practices. NLC directive contained an internal memo signed by its president, Comrade Joe Ajaero, follows months of industrial unrest led by Pengasan and the Nigerian of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NOPENG. Even in the health sector, all the while the doctors have been, the health workers have been crying out against the untold hardship they've been going through in that sector, calling for better welfare. And NLC went dark.
Yes.
That was not worth calling a nationwide strike for.
Yes. What about the petroleum sector? Petrol, prices of petrol that is affecting people, affecting food production, affecting the lives of the average Nigerian. You are not going on strike, and you are now, because of one flimsy, subject, I'll call it subject, that you can just sit down on a round table, and you are now, you want to put the whole nation in disarray. It is unfortunate. We'll take a short break. We'll be back.
Market here. Fine girl, I have your size. Come now.
Hold on. It's not that kind of market. Let's fix that. Now, that's much better. This is the Nigerian International Trade Fair. We're talking about the best of Nigerian innovation, the power of global commerce, and the future of our economy. For 10 days, the world will trade with Nigeria. Over 100,000 visitors, 2,000 plus SMEs, and exhibitors from 10 plus countries. From green tech to agriculture and finance. Join us at the Nigerian International Trade Fair. To register, exhibit, or volunteer, visit www.nitf.ng or call or WhatsApp on 0815-256-0854. Date 31st of October to 9th November. Location Trade Fair Complex, Lagos, Badagry Expressway. Your journey to the future starts now.
Conversation.
Alright, we're back, and the program is still Conversation. It says there, court stops Pengas and others from cutting gas supply to Dangote refinery. Justice Emmanuel Danjuma Subilim of the National Industrial Court, sitting in Abuja on Monday, restrained Pengasan from embarking on its planned industrial action against Dangote Refinery and Petrochemicals FZE. Justice Subilim, in the ruling on an ex parte application filed by Dangote Refinery on Monday, specifically restrained the Nigeria National Petroleum Company (NNPCL), Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum, and the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, who are defendants in the suit, from cutting crude and gas supply to Dangote Refinery. Judge Ibrahim SAN from Ogu James Onoja Law Firm in Abuja argued the application on behalf of the plaintiff and secured the order against the defendants.
Well, the case, I think it is in the industrial court.
National Industrial Court.
Industrial court, yes.
I don't know the outcome of the meeting between the warring parties and the press and the federal government yesterday.
And now the Dangote refinery management averred that recently there had been incidents of sabotage by some employees at its plant, yes, which we all knew the allegations, and which brought up issues of grave health concern and safety of human lives. And according to the claimant, its management came to an irresistible conclusion that there should be reorganization in the plant, which led to relieving some of its staff of their employment, with the same communicated to all staff by a memo dated September 25, 2025. Yes, it is the reorganization.
What they said.
Yes, and I think, like I read there now, grave health issues.
And Dangote said that some of them were sabotaging
yes,
the company. So if you are sabotaging, well, I don't know whether or not Dangote is being economical with the truth, but then if indeed you are sabotaging my company and so should I still continue to engage you because of the fear of your union? A union that refuses to see reason, that's why I should continue to engage you. Oh, really?
Now the situation on ground. Let them go ahead and do whatever they want to do. Both Dangote or NLC or Pengasan, let them do it. We know that, well, it is we Nigerians that will suffer. I know Nigerians, we are great people. Nigerians will come over this one. And yes, they will enjoy, even if they embark on the shutdown of the nation. But at the end of the day, we will see what will happen to them.
But Osun State now. There's an update here on the CBN and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. I've denied releasing withheld funds to APC chairman councillors. That's as court restrains UBA from paying out Osun local government allocation. Now let's see what that is all about.
Yes, that was reasons for paying into the accounts, but it was I think stated yesterday somehow.
It is an Oyo State High Court on Friday, September 26, restrained the United Bank for Africa, UBA, from paying out any money from accounts opened in the names of the 30 local governments in Osun State by the court-side All Progressive Congress, APC local government chairmen and councillors. The order has been served on the bank. The federal government on Friday released the seized allocations of each of the 30 local governments into the controversial new accounts. A decision the state government took to court in a suit. The case, which was heard ex parte on Friday by Justice A. Alakintana of Court 5 at the Attorney General of Osun State, as the claimants and plaintiff in the case, while the UBA is the sole defendant and respondent. The plaintiff sought the following orders: an order of interim injunction restraining the defendant and respondent from paying and or causing to be paid all and or any of the funds which constitute the statutory local government funds of all the 30 local governments in Osun State, as listed under Osun State in the first schedule, part 1 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for an order of interlocutory injunction filed in this case. So, well, it goes on and on. So, the funds have been a restraining order from the courts now, so no one will be spending anything out of that money, and the local governments remain in comatose, remain at a standstill. And I keep asking that question: are personnel being paid? Are they getting their salaries?
Nobody is talking about that aspect.
Even though the workers, they are not shouting, they're not saying anything.
And that means they are being paid. That means they are being paid their salaries.
I do not think so, Bimbo. I do not think so. Right, to politics now, and then says presidency welcomes Jonathan to 2027 race. Says Nigerians won't forget his failures. Well, they have to spoil it with that. Bimbo, good, you are welcome into the race. You are welcome into the contest. If indeed he wants to throw his hat in the ring, he hasn't said much to that effect. He hasn't said, in fact, he hasn't said anything. But then, if indeed he wants to throw his hat in the ring, the proper thing to do would be to welcome him to the contest. Now we are saying that Nigerians won't forget his failures. Yes, let's assume indeed that he failed as a president, but his failures were much better than what you call your own successes as at now, as we speak.
Yes.
So, you are saying that we should look forward to better times. So, to those better times come, then we can adjudge. Then we can begin to make, well, maybe my personal opinion here, then we can begin to bring out a scorecard that says that your times were indeed better than his times. Well, Nigeria, like I always say, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, a country where its best is always in its past. So those failures, like I said, were better than what you are terming success today. Times were better under his watch.
Yes. So I support you. Now, still talking about the PDP, one Benga Ashim group, talking about the 2027 presidency and good luck, Jonathan. He said no automatic ticket for Jonathan in PDP. That is according to the Benga Ashim Solidarity Movement. And he declared that former President Goodluck Jonathan will not enjoy a free ride to the presidential ticket of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in 2027. Yes, and the former president hasn't been talking. And the last time he talked, I think he said that the people have not called him,
You know, if you want my opinion here, Bimbo, I think the man is enjoying himself, and I think he's enjoying all this. I don't think he's going to throw his hat in the ring. I don't think he's going to contest. From the body language I've seen, I see a man who is enjoying all the attention, who seems to be enjoying himself, and that people still think he's relevant in Nigerian politics. I think he's savoring that to the fullest. And I don't think he would trash the sweetness of statesmanship that he enjoys right now. I don't think he would trash it for anything, for jumping into any ring. But like I said, I think the presidency should just shut up when they are saying that Nigerians will remember Jonathan's decimal failure as president. And I said that those failures were much better than what they are considering their own successes today.
Yes, tomorrow is October, is it Thursday?
Yeah, no, tomorrow should be October 1st.
October
30 days in September. Remember we sang that rhyme yesterday?
Yes, yesterday, yes.
30 days at September.
So tomorrow, April, June, and November.
So tomorrow should be October 1st.
Yes, Nigeria at 65. Tinubu is a gift in time. Yes. Tomorrow is Independence Day, and yes, people have been making several comments, and this one is coming from Abdul Aziz Yari, that is a senator for Zamfara West. Yes, he gives some points here. Let me just list them. You have changed the game despite cynicisms. That is talking about President Tinubu. You have altered the equation at the risk of criticisms. You have reordered the balance of power against all odds. You have reset the economy and tamed insecurity to the shock of many. Hope has truly been renewed because you've delivered leadership. We are awed, Mr. President. That is, we are amazed. Indeed, a leader at the critical period. Congratulations. Nigeria is 65 in your time.
Yeah, when he said the ball rolling, he's saying what he's supposed to be saying as a politician who is loyal to his principle. But the interesting thing is that the Lion of Bodilon, the current class captain, the one who runs the affairs of this country, while he keeps acknowledging that there are still challenges and that those challenges are enormous, and asking Nigerians for time and patience. His lieutenants, just like this one, keep telling us that there is no problem, that everything is okay, that the problems have already been solved, and that he said he's awed by the solutions that he has seen. I mean, here is a man who is battling with enormous challenges of insecurity in his domain. He hasn't been able to solve that problem in Zamfara, and yet he's saying everything is okay. Well, like I said, he's saying what he's supposed to be saying, and he has only said the ball rolling. There will be more to come.
And 65 years after Nigeria's independence, education experts say the sector remains trapped in a cycle of underfunding, infrastructural decay, and weak policy implementation. Despite boasting of over 300 tertiary institutions, millions of students in classrooms, and a growing private school system, the foundations of public education are still weak, weighed down by chronic underfunding, dilapidated infrastructure, a shortage of teachers, and repeated disruptions from strikes and insecurity.
But despite all this, one thing that I used to comfort myself when I hear these narratives about the Nigerian education sector, of course, the real narratives now, just like the immaculate white pap that comes out of the black pot, just like Nigerian graduates, everywhere we find ourselves. I mean, Nigerian graduates now, everywhere they find themselves, they perform wonders, despite the challenges they go through in securing higher education, tertiary education back in their own country. Go anywhere, Bimbo. Our doctors, our teachers, In the creative arts, in the sciences, Nigerian graduates, they perform wonders.
Yes.
And they are much sought after. So sometimes I ask myself, it doesn't seem to add up, especially in the health sector, with all the challenges, all the strikes. Still, our health workers are like hotcakes in the advanced climes, and they are not appreciated back home. So that kind of makes me feel better. Many times I'm reminded of these sorry narratives in the Nigerian education sector. Okay, I'm still talking about education. As to issues 14-day striking notice over unresolved issues, Mr. President, you must not let this happen. You promised.
Yes, you promised. Yes.
ASU vows to grant universities over renegotiation of 2009 agreement and allowance, promotion areas, others. NLC has never thought it fit to identify with ASU at any point in time over this. Whatever attempt they made at identifying has always been feeble. Not the other time, annoyingly, the NLC said I think a transport union in Lagos or Imo State or thereabouts, they were having issues with their state governments, and NLC at that time also wanted to ground the nation because of the activities of a transport union. And the issues a transport union had with the government of that particular state under this same current president of the union. The leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, on Monday issued a 14-day ultimatum to the federal government to address its various demands or risk industrial action. President of ASU, Professor Chris Piuna, conveyed a strike notice to the federal government in a statement issued in Abuja. He noted that the 14-day ultimatum was the outcome of the National Executive Council NEC meeting of the union held on Sunday at its University of Abuja headquarters. He described the strike notice as an alarm for danger that government would want to prevent by addressing the demands of the union to avoid a situation where universities in the country are grounded from operations. The federal government should look into this. I look forward to seeing a time when each newly elected president or executive of ASU would not have to go through this same old ritual of strike action, where the first thing that they do when they come into office is to call a nationwide strike. And the only way to prevent this is to solve the issues on the ground. I don't believe that those issues are not surmountable. I do not believe it.
Well, they are insurmountable. Well, maybe it's surmountable.
They are surmountable.
But some forces are not making it to be surmountable. Now, back to the celebrations, I can see here that the federal government has cancelled the parade, the normal parade. You remember, during our days, when we were young, October 1, Independence Day, grand parade.
Display.
Yes, displays, calisthenics, and all those march pasts and various activities. But as the years went by, the things began to diminish. Now,
yes, of course.
Yes.
And one thing I always looked forward to as a boy then was the display of the nation's arsenal. Arsenal at that time.
At that time,
I used to so much look forward to that. Our latest upgrade in weaponry and in the instruments of warfare.
Yes.
And especially those fighter jets, the Alpha jets, that fly overhead.
Various displays, and you see different colors from their and what now? Exhausts. Different colors will come out.
I know the last time we actually saw that was I think during the Babangida era. Well, of course, it was followed by a lot of criticism. I remember, was it Tell magazine now? At that time, the particular cover banner headline of the magazine that particular month, and he said power show amidst economic troubles and growing economic challenges. Of course, well, the soldiers give it to them, quite unlike the politicians today. They do listen. they can be very repressive, but sometimes they do listen to reason, unlike the politicians today. So that really hits them below the belt. So that was the beginning when they started cancelling the parades and the power show and the show of the upgrade of the nation's arsenal. I remember at that particular year, Bimbo, they showed there was a fighter jet that came from the Tactical Air Command in Makurdi that came down to Lagos. The capital was still in Lagos at that time.
Yes.
And the jet flew down to Lagos. The commentator was telling us, was narrating everything on the air live. The jet flew. It was an Alpha jet, flew all the way to Lagos. And the man, what fascinated me at that time, the man was saying that it took the fighter jet 15 minutes from Makurdi to Lagos. To fly from Makurdi to Lagos just for that aerial display. And they did the aerial display, and everybody was awed, everybody was happy, people clapped and all that. Then the pilot flew back to the airbase in Makurdi. I was really fascinated by that. But then I dream of those days when Nigerians will be pleased to see those kind of things again.
Yes.
If you see those kind of things now, of course, you won't be very happy because you are hungry.
Yes.
So you'll be thinking that why are you saying Shafe Jaguri and they will need power?
It is not that the military, the Air Force is not capable of doing all those things, but it is because of, like what you said,
another commercial timeout. We'll be back.
Any motor where you dey drive, you need confirm protection, no, for your engine, no. Get your make a mobile, make it mobile, oh, make it mobile. Anywhere you dey, the motor deserve to be number one, yo. Make it mobile, oh, make it mobile. You carry the go, make everybody join me, say, make it mobile.
Make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
Yes, we're back, and the program is still Conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Court declares part autonomous shadow government illegal. Well, is that shadow government still in existence? Well, the court has declared it illegal wherever they are and wherever they are operating. And our federal government unveils program to deliver clean off-grid electricity to over 75 million Nigerians. Here we go again.
Yes. And
promises.
Yes. And so this is kind of disturbing news here. Yes. Talking about killings of broadcasters and pressmen, journalists, and yes. This recent one here, I once a while I see this beautiful lady presenting programs on Arise News. Yes, that is
this is not good.
Yes, Tochukwu Maduagu. Yes, she's an Arise News anchor. She was killed by armed robbers. Well, during an attack at a residence in Katampe, Abuja. Well, I thought it was maybe a kind of assassination attempt, but now we have been clear that it was an armed robbery attack. Yes, like we have just been told now. I mean, it was alleged, and the attack took place in the early hours of yesterday. And Arise News, in a statement by Adiza Usman Ajayi, on behalf of the management, said Somi was not only a cherished member of the Arise News family, but also a vibrant voice that engaged and connected with viewers. And they extended their deepest condolences to her parents, siblings, extended family, friends, and loved ones at these difficult times.
What did she do to deserve this? Even if you are going to rob, must you murder her?
Yes.
Must you murder her?
Just take what you want to take and leave.
I do not know, Bimbo.
Well, the police commissioner of police in the FCT, Ajawa Adewale, has directed the tactical teams of the Command Special Anti-Robbery Squad and the Special Intelligence Unit to take over the investigation into the death of Maduago.
Thoughts with the family of the departed at this difficult time, and eternal rest grant her, O Lord.
Amen.
Okay. Well, it says there that the president will be speaking to Nigerians on October 1st.
Yes. And, well, apart from the fact that the parade has been cancelled now, but all those other activities will still hold.
In, of course, in Nassau Rock Villa.
Yes.
We'll have this, what did they call it, change of guard or whatever, maybe televised, probably. And, okay, if you are going for your NYSC, the federal government is saying something here. Federal government makes thesis submission mandatory for NYSC mobilization. So you have to submit your thesis. I guess maybe proof that you are not a fake graduate. But I'm guessing that could be one of the reasons. The federal government has made it mandatory for all graduates from tertiary institutions to submit their final year project reports before mobilization for National Youth Service Corps NYSC scheme effective from October 6, 2025. This is one of the criteria set in the national policy for the Nigeria Educational Repository and Data Bank, NERD, as approved by President Bola Tinubu. Well, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yes, sir. Because we want to, I think, check, entrance into the NYSC scheme. Maybe it might be fake entrance. But let me just tell you, anything can happen. Some of them will just come up with something, one fake thesis. You understand?
But many of them, they go about it, they present thesis that was not written by them.
By them, yes.
AI, artificial intelligence. Well, some lecturers, they know when you do that, so they insist that they want your own work, that they want to see, they want to see you produce your own work.
Yes. Let me just give you a little example. 2 ladies, they approached me. I used to know their parents. The father of one, I know both of them, their fathers had died a long time ago, but their mothers are still alive. They came to me. They said they wanted to, serve this was ITF. I said, okay, bring your letters. They brought the letters. I gave it to my admin Oga. He said, okay, just put CEO Bimbo. And they came, they signed some forms, they went. They said they will come back. I did not see them again. They will call me once in a while at their letter. I said, don't worry, I will just check the letters up for you. And you just come and your slips, yes. I did not see them for another 2 months. At the end of the day, when I saw that lady, one of them, I said, so you are around and you will not come and collect your slips. She said, that means you will not go for the service period, that IT, you will not go, and you go back to school and say, yes, I have done my and you bring one fake logbook, and that means atifowoshe, okay, all right, that is good. I was highly disappointed.
Not only you have that kind of experience or something similar to it. I remember some also young women, young ladies, they were here for their IT, and they were not regular. That time I was one in charge of signing their logbooks at that particular point in time, because they were working with me, and they were scared of bringing their logbooks to me. So they went somewhere, they collected the logbooks of some of their colleagues who were more hardworking and more forthcoming, copied my signature, and then they actually forged my signature. But when they got to admin, thank God for impeccable admin staff at the BCUS. When they got there, someone just said, this signature doesn't look like Mr. Terry. It does look like Mr. Terry's signature, but I'm sure it's not his signature. There's something odd about it. They were quite fun because many sign books for many of them, and they take it to the admin for final ratification. So they were quite familiar with the signature. So 1 or 2 of them said that this is not Mr. Terry, but I'm sure. So they refused to ratify, to acknowledge it, and they said they should call Mr. Teriba. That they should go back and call Mr. Teriba. Well, foolishly, they came to call me. And when I got there, I said, I never signed for these people. I looked at the signature. Well, quite a very nice try. If you ask me, when I saw the forgery, it was a nice try. But then it still wasn't. It still wasn't quite it.
If you signed, if you know
you were not experts,
you will know that this is not your signature.
And then I knew that I never signed for them. Then I knew that this is not my signature. They could not get it perfectly. They were not experts yet in the act of forgery. So to tell you that the extent that some of these the people go, when it comes to projects too, there are those that have their projects written for them. There are those that depend fully on AI, and they hook, line and sinker. But like I said, some of the lecturers see through this and they insist that no, this is AI. I want the originality from
your own originality.
But then I guess the NYC, they have their reasons for doing this, and I don't think it's a big deal actually. If they're asking you to present your thesis before you can be mobilized, they said it's going to be effective from October 6th. They said no Nigerian graduates from that date, whether from a Nigerian University, Polytechnic, College of Education, or an overseas institution, will be mobilized for or exited from NYC without proof of NERD compliance. He said the directive does not, however, affect serving corps members or those enrolled before the enforcement date.
Well, we hope it works. Yes, this one here says police arrest 5 notorious bandits leaders in Abuja, recover large cache of arms and ammunition, and dreaded Benue militia gang leader killed by rival gang. Yes, Benue State.
And these are the same people that some people will go and be holding meetings with.
Yes.
Like I said, they are holding meetings with NLC or NOPENG or ASU.
And giving them
and they give them bigger recognition, better treatment than the registered trade unions, the lawful trade unions.
And giving them some shields appointments and recognitions, like you said.
But I've always said it on this program. I never thought I would see a time when things would degenerate so badly in this country that people will come out openly to say I'm a bad